Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am so glad that you guys are here. It's been a while since I have actually done one of these. I think it's been about 2 weeks now. And I will say that I am happy and excited to be here. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to make sure that everyone gets in the room, that everyone can hear me as you guys are coming in. And so I really am thankful and excited that you guys are here back with me on TradingView and YouTube. So I see people here on TradingView and I see people here on YouTube. And let me just tell y'all this: it took me some time to get these links together, and so if you were on the wrong link, I apologize. I started streaming before it was time to actually start streaming. And so yeah, so I apologize about that. I had to resend out the links. But I'm glad you guys are making your way in. I'm telling you, it's like when you want to do something good, that's when everything wants to go haywire. That's when everything wants to break. Emails don't get sent, all that stuff, right? But it's okay because we're here. The sun is shining, it's bright outside, money is to be made, kids are healthy, husband is healthy, family is healthy, everything, right? So prayerfully it's going the same way for you guys. I just saw where it's starting to snow in some parts. My friend, she's in Kentucky. It just started to snow there. So she's happy, this Georgia girl in the snow. So she's excited. But prayerfully where you guys are, everything is going well. But today, and I don't want to be a downer, but I do want to talk about reasons why you may not be making money or the type of money you want to be making as a trader. I was once there. Sometimes I'm still there. It's not always profit city this way, unlike what some people want you to believe. And then, hey, you guys, I'm glad you guys are coming in. Pablo, Miss Veronica, hey, Miss Veronica. I'm glad you guys are coming in. But it took me a couple years to start to really make money in trading Forex. And then even as I got started in my journey, I've had drawdown days, I've had drawdown weeks, I've had drawdown months, times where I really wasn't making the money that I wanted to make. And I'm like, Lord, what's going on? You said I could be a trader. I'm not always making money. When I make money, I'm happy, but that drawdown can always be around the corner. But I had to learn a few things about that. And these are things that I'm going to teach you. So hopefully it's motivating to you, but hopefully it can also get you out of a slump if you've been in that. So we're going to talk about 5 problems. I'm going to give a bonus problem, but I'm going to be in the charts for that. Okay. Problem number 1 that we're going to be talking about today is your trading structure first and price second. We're going to reverse that thinking. Okay. Problem number 2 is hesitation. I see that happen a lot. That even happens with me sometimes, and hesitation isn't good. Problem 3 that we're going to be talking about today is being overwhelmed. Problem 4 we're going to be talking about today is being over leveraged and over trading. The 5th problem we're going to be talking about is being under leveraged. I don't think we talk about being under leveraged enough. And I want to hit on that today, and why that I think actually under leveraging hurts more people than over leveraging. And we're going to get into that topic as well. I hate that TradingView just missed, not TradingView, but Campbell messed up my stuff like this, but it's okay. But typo, it's okay because we're human, right? Like I said, everything doesn't always go the way you plan to. But I think you guys should trade structure second. Trade it second, okay? Because sometimes you're trying to take action first, but you don't know what that action is. All right. Now, when it comes to trading, I ask a lot of people, what's the structure that you're using? And I want you to think about what's the structures that you're using. And you guys tell me what you're using below to trade. Are you using support and resistance? Are you using trend lines or a combination? Are you using an indicator? Are you using a zone? Are you using quarter points, level? Like, what are you guys using? Comment that in the comment section below and let's talk about it. If you don't know what market structure is, I have a simple definition for you guys. Market structure is the tool or objects you place on your charts that tells you the price you will enter the trade and exit it. That's it. It's like a stop and go sign or a red light, green light, go, right? Um, estimation zones. I'm glad people are starting to use my zones a lot more because that makes me feel good. I'm happy about that. Um, but I think about it. What tells me that I have the go? And then what tells me where I need to stop the trade? That's how I think about market structure. And market structure is so personal because it's what you're plotting on your price chart. That's what you're putting on your chart. No one else can put it there. It's only seen, that area is only seen by your eye. And you have to be able to place it, right? Now, the mistakes that I see happen is this. It's the biggest mistake. Is price direction can be easily missed if you place the structure first. And this is what I say here. Structure does not always tell you where price is going, but where you need it to go to take action. A lot of times when I see us as traders play structure, I think sometimes automatically when a lot of traders play structure, they automatically think, okay, now I need to enter the trade. But that's not always the case. That's not always true. Just because you plot something on your chart doesn't mean you need to go. You have to wait to get to that light. You have to wait for price to get there and then you go. I also think another mistake that traders make is like once price gets there, they forget where price is going after. And so we're going to talk about that, okay? So here are a lot of popular questions that I hear people ask that can confuse them when they play structure first. One of the first questions is if the price is bouncing off support, is price in an uptrend? That's if they're using support and resistance, right? Or if price is bouncing off this bottom trend line, is price isn't it an uptrend? A second question I hear people ask is if the price rejects resistance, is the price in a downtrend? That's the next question I hear people ask. Another question I hear people ask is still with the trend line. If the price is under the trend line, will price continue down? Now, another question they ask is if price breaks the trend line, does it mean that price is reversing? So you have too many open-ended questions that don't tell you what to do next. And this is why I say don't play structure first. It's like once again, you're in your vehicle, you're in your car. You don't say if price is if the light is green, I'm just not gonna go. You already know you have to go. Or if the I can't get it out right. Stop light is red, I'm just gonna stop. You know you have to stop. You know the next action you're going to take. And that's the thing with structure first. Sometimes you freeze to take the action because you have too many open-ended questions. It's not been answered. And we got to stop that. We got to answer the question before. All right. Now, here's why it's making you lose money when you play structure first. One, sometimes you may not know enough about the structure to understand how to use it. I ask this most important question to a lot of people. What is support and resistance? That's probably one of my most popular questions to ask people. What is support and resistance? And if anyone says, oh, support is a floor and resistance is a ceiling, okay, that's great. But what does it actually do? What does it make you do? What does it mean in relations to how the Forex market works? And the moment the question can't be answered, okay, you may not want to trade this until you get some understanding. Like that's where I come in and tell the trader that, right? Because you got to understand how it's actually working. And if you don't understand the mechanisms of how it works, it's not going to make you money, right? The second thing I see is that when price approaches the levels or whatever you're trading, whatever structure you're deciding to use, if you hesitate, if you're hesitating, you're not going to enter that trade, right? Because you've yet to state what you need to do there. Or if you hesitate, there's some doubt that's creeped in there. We're going to talk about that in a little bit too. The third thing I see is this. You don't see what the price can go after. You have no take profit in sight. You don't know where to stop the trade. And that's why stop losses and take profits are very important before you ever enter a trade. Okay. Now, we trade what consumers buy. This is supply and demand here. Supply and demand And I'm going to explain supply here more than demand. Supply is the currencies. They're the currencies that we're trading. Euro, United States dollar, Switzerland franc, um, New Zealand dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Mexican peso. Supply equals inventory. The inventory that we're trading is currency. And then the demand is how many people are buying the currency at a particular price, right? That's what we trade. Now, do you think that people who go to buy the currencies, do y'all think they care about structure? No, they don't care about structure. Okay. They're not caring about support and resistance. They're not caring about supply and demand. Like, well, some people care about supply and demand, but they're not caring about any of that. They're only caring about price. For example, tourists don't care about support and resistance. The people who paying their bills with these currencies don't care. The insurance company doesn't care. The businesses importing and exporting goods and services, they don't care. But you do, and you should, because you're the one, when you place structure on your chart, you're the one determining what's the best price that you're going to buy, and you're the one who's going to determine what's the best price that you are going to sell at. And because of this, this is why I say you have to see price first. And here's why. It is hard to question where price is going when you see it first. A naked chart. I'm pretty sure that some of you guys have heard naked price action traders or naked chart traders. And what it means is that you're actually trading a chart with nothing on it, minimum things on it until you place things on your chart. But the reason why I think that you want to look at a naked chart first is because it's exposed. It's nothing on there. You see the fluctuations. You see price moving. Contrary to popular belief, people will have you thinking, well, if you just plot something on your chart, it's going to show you where price can go. But that's not always the case, because a lot of confusion is mixed in when you put too much on your price chart. Okay. I think the reason why price is first is because if you focus on the highest price and the lowest price without overthinking it, you can easily assume what can happen next if you become the controller of yourself. You have to be in control of what you do. Are you the buyer? Are you the seller? When you answer that question, it makes trading structure next a lot easier. All right. Here are popular questions that can reveal important prices. First question, I want you guys to write this down. What was the last highest price? That's it. What was the last highest price? And then you're going to ask this question. What will happen if the price stays below it or passes it? Now, I prefer you ask it one way, if price in a downtrend or an uptrend, right? So a price in a downtrend, what was the last highest price? Okay, well, if that's the last highest price, what would happen if price stays below it? Okay, that's if it was in a downtrend. If price in an uptrend, okay, what's the last lowest price? And what will happen if price stays above it? Okay. Now, the reason why you want to ask it this way is because it's going to easily help you look to see what the trend is. And it's going to actually easily help you understand, okay, I'm the buyer if this happens, or I'm the seller if this happens, depending on trend. And when you can answer that, then I want you to place structure and see if you see a change in the way you trade. Because you won't be asking open ended questions anymore. You already have the action first. I'm the buyer because of this, and I'm the seller because of this. And I promise you guys, it will make what you see a lot easier. Now, y'all, I wear glasses, so I can't see that well. But this is why you should care. You're trading to make money, and only you are going to determine how easy you want this journey to be or how hard you want this journey to be. In the beginning of my trading career was not easy. It was hard because I had so much stuff on my chart trying to tell me what to do with no direction. I was going to and fro, and it wasn't fun. There were a lot of times when I wanted to quit so bad. I just thought I'm never going to make it until I realized, you guys, that simplicity wins. When I started to make things simpler on my trading journey, when I started to only use one system and one strategy, it really did get easier. It got a lot easier. I started to say yes to more things that I could recognize, that I knew. And I started to eliminate things that did not make sense. And I had to start to say no to what I don't want to trade, no to things that made my life harder. I'll be honest, support and resistance for me personally made my life harder. Trend lines made my trading journey harder. I did not want to keep trading those things. And I don't trade those things anymore. I don't look left because I believe structure leaves clues. I don't. I stay to the right when I trade. I don't go back that far. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean at the end of this teaching call, because I want you guys to understand you don't have to keep trading what people have been telling you to do for years. For years, we've heard the same information, but yet still 90% of traders are losing. Why are they losing money? And it's because sometimes it has to be out with the old and in with the new. That's what I believe, right? Now, another reason why people lose money, why you could probably be losing money in this market, is because of hesitation. Okay? The first side of fear is hesitation. Why do you hesitate? If you could step forward in something, like let's say you're walking, you step forward, but then you stop. There's something around the corner you don't see. There's the unknown. Like, you ever watch a scary movie and you know something scary is about to happen, and you know it, you can see it. What do? Your heart starts racing. Maybe you cover your eyes. I cover my eyes like this. Like, I have one eye out just a little bit because I want to see it, but I don't want to see it. And that's what ends up happening, right? But I don't know what's next. I'm afraid to see it, but I'm excited at the same time, right? I should really stop watching scary movies because I'm already jittery as it is. But that's what ends up happening. And sometimes in trading, it's the same way. But here's what I believe. You have to build the trade to see it. That's why price and structure go hand in hand, but price first is important. When I understand direction, when I understand where I need price to go and I need to wait for it to get there, I'm building the belief that I see what I actually see. No one can tell me what I see. I see what I need to see. But I'm also trusting in what I see, because the more I build it, the more I trade it, the more that I see is profitable, or the more that I understand why something is losing me money, I am building trust in my system, but I'm also building trust in myself. My money is best in my own hands. Your money is best in your own hands. And so you have to build that trust, but then you have to have faith. You got to walk in faith. You have to walk in faith that you're going to see what you're seeing and that you are seeing what you're seeing, because I honestly believe, you guys, that sometimes you hesitate to take the big jump. Trading is such a big jump, right? Most people like to do signals. Most people like trading bots, or the case may be. Most people like investing in their 401ks, IRAs. All of that is good, right? But there's something about when you trade your own money. A jump requires two things, you guys. It requires trust. It requires faith. And it's trust that what someone told you is true. It's trust that you're a good trader, right? It's trust that you've learned a good system. But you need faith to do the unknowing, right? Because no one knows what's going to come next. But you got to go for it. And when you jump and focus on landing. And when you don't know where you're going to land, you won't want to jump at all. How many of y'all have been there? Because I've been there plenty of times in my trading. But there are times when you see a trade set up and you're thinking, okay, I can do this. I can trade this. So you start talking to yourself. You're like, all right, it looks like the price is going down. Okay, I can sell that. And then you ask yourself this one question: where's my take profit? Where's that at? Now, if you don't know where price can go next, if you can't see that take profit, you'll hesitate. Or sometimes you just jump in hoping that price might go your way. Or you may see the profit, but you may see the risk also. And you say, if I jump, I could lose. Then you start to doubt yourself. And when you start to doubt yourself, you may never enter that trade because you're thinking price may not hit my target. Price may reverse. You're thinking of all the scenarios that can go wrong. So you never jump. And then what often ends up happening next? Price goes your way. It goes your way. And then you start thinking, oh my God, I'm this and I'm that. And why did I not enter? I saw it. I seen it. Why didn't I enter? And I have two words. You hesitated. You missed out on your prime opportunity. And a lot of us do that. A lot of us have been there. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, but I didn't make money. How am I losing it? Because the next trade could be a loser, or the next series of trades can be a loser because of the hesitation. Because you could go into, well, now you're going to start revenge trading to make the money that you could have made. Or you could go through, well, I see these trades, I'm not going to take it. So instead of putting money in your account, banking it on good trades you're not taking, now you're banking or you're losing money because you're trading a series of bad trades. And that happens to a lot of traders. I've been there. I was there in August. I had two good setups on AUD USD back to back, and I never took them. So that's money that's missed out of my account. And then when I do experience the loser, guess what's not there to make that money back? The winner. You got to win, you guys. You have to go. Now, I want to say this. When it comes to trading, don't cap yourself. You got to get help and you need motivation. I know a lot of times, you get into these free groups and these courses. I know so many people who spent so much money on courses, and it's just course after course after course after course after course. But what action? What result? Like, what are you obtaining, right? After watching these courses, after doing these things, what's obtained? And I realize it's just a bunch of clutter of information that's causing you to lose money because there was no actions to take after. You just had information that you didn't know what to do with. But you got to ask yourself, who do I listen to? When people come to me, I set myself as the authority, but I set themselves as my partner. Because guess what? I'm going to teach you one strategy and provide all the resources that you need. You don't need to create. You really need to know because I'm giving you the blueprint. I've done the work for you. There's no confusion and there's no videos because I'm the one walking you through everything. The way you and I are talking right now, you guys, is the way I teach. Nah, you got to show up to the Zoom. No, you have. No, I'm going to teach you. You got to watch the video. I'm going to teach you, right? Because I think we can be videoed out. We already have TikTok. We have YouTube. We have Instagram. We have all these things that's full of video. But I personally think when you want to learn something, be walked through it personally. Okay. Now, you got to also ask yourself who's solving your problem, right? When people come to me, they're going to tell me they're trading problems. Okay, this is the problem that I'm having. All right, my job is to think about the problem. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to assess it. I'm going to look at it with you. Oh, hey, here's the solution. Now let's back test that solution together. I don't want to be the only one who sees it. I want you to see the solution as well, right? Actually, I gave you guys a solution. A prime example of it was instead of putting structure first, look at price first, find the direction first, and then place structure. There was a problem. You're probably losing money because you're putting structure first. Here's the solution. Put price first. If you're hesitating, it's because you don't see a take profit. You don't know where to stop the trade from running. So there was a problem. Here's the solution, right? So that's the give and take of a coach working with a trader. Y'all see where I'm going? Okay. So you need to know who you're going to listen to. You need to know who's going to solve this problem that you're having that's causing you to lose money. But you also need to know who's going to help you achieve the results that you desire. I work out numbers with my students, with my clients, right? A lot of people nowadays are doing prop firm challenges. And I love prop firm challenges. I'm almost done with one of mine. But it's important to know numbers, not just besides where's to take profit, but how many take profits do I need to achieve the 10% I'm fighting for? or the 5% I'm fighting for, or the profit withdrawal I'm fighting for. Oh, that's my job. This is how many trades you need. Or I have a stop loss, but how many trades would it take for me to lose the account? How many trades would it take for me to hit this maximum drawdown? How many trades would it take for me to hit this daily drawdown? Oh, it's my job, right? Let me help you work out those numbers. Another reason with hesitation why you might be losing money when you're trading, you don't know the numbers. You're just thinking, if I trade, I will be okay. But what about the results? What about the numbers? That's what we work on. That's what we focus on. I want you to work on those numbers and you to focus on those. Not only that, but your watch list. I have these currency pairs, but what do I do with them? How do I know when to trade Euro USD? How do I know when to trade USD CAD? How do I find the direction? Oh, that's my job. Let me show you how to do all of this using the one strategy. This is how many trades you need, how many where your stop loss can go, where your take profit can go, because I want to make you happy. You want to be happy. But remember not to cap yourself because you need help and motivation. I just told my clients this earlier this last week. You're not here to trade alone. Don't keep your thinking in your head. I speak everything out loud. And I mean, my students and clients speak everything out loud because we trade what we speak. Belief, trust, faith. You could be losing money because they're not lined up. Believe in what you're doing. Trust in your ability and have faith that it will work out for you. It's full circle teaching here. Okay? Now, a third reason why you could be losing money in this market is because you are overwhelmed. It's like the get rich quick death trap. Okay. I look at this as 4 quadrants here. So you could just be impatient. If you're impatient, you have the it's my money and I need it now syndrome. In America, there used to be this commercial that came out with people on the bus, people in their houses, like it's my money and I need it now. Okay. Well, it is your money. But do you need it like right now? Like right now, right now? Because if you need it right now, what's going to happen is you're going to start to get overwhelmed with all the strategies, with all the information, with all the currency pairs, with all the movements, with all the time frames. And you're going to be like, gosh, it's just too much. And then you're going to start skipping steps. And when you skip steps, guess what happens? You got to take 10 steps back to learn the steps that you just skipped. Or when you go too fast, guess what you got to do? You got to take 5 steps back to figure out, where did I go wrong? What happened? And then you're going to be thinking, man, now I got to go learn this strategy and learn this one because this isn't working and this isn't working. Now you overcomplicated your system and your chart is cluttered. I've been there. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have been there or you're there right now. And you might start to think, I can't hang. I don't want to let my trades run because I'm afraid of losing them. I don't want to raise my hand in class because I've been asking 20 questions and I'm pretty sure everybody is tired of me. I never get tired of you. I can't. That's my job, right? I love what I do. But you might be afraid. Every little pullback is going to scare you. Every candlestick that goes against you is going to scare you, right? But that's because you're overwhelmed. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. But if you're losing money, I'm going to give you permission to rest. Rest your mind. Take a load off. Take a day or two off. Stop. Don't stress over this. It's just at the end of the day a chart. And this is a chart that, yes, it can make or break your trading career. But you don't have to overwhelm yourself because that's how you lose money. That's not what you signed up to trade for. Okay? Now, I believe in working smarter, not harder. I believe in that. I believe in the less you do, the more money you earn. Recently, I shared with you guys in my last coaching call or my last teaching session here on YouTube that I went down to 4 currency pairs. And I've held the end of my bargain. Like I've held my word that I would stay on those pairs. And I have. And I have to say I've been loving it. And I didn't think I would, but I do. And I'm going to stick with this because not only has my profits increased, not only has my percentage of trading increased, but how many trades I've entered has decreased. And I've gotten better results and I'm not as overwhelmed. And it feels so good. Guess who else followed me in that? Sydney, the girl who y'all, the woman y'all know who comes on here with me when I do when we coming on Thursdays to do Forex Moms, and she's done well. Guess who else is following me? My clients. Because what I've learned as a coach, you guys, is this: what the coach does, the student will do. And if the coach is overwhelmed, the student is overwhelmed. The coach still trades too, right? But your journey can be made easy when you do less. It's not your job to figure out every little move. I teach that every week. I don't care about those 5 pips, but I care about those 50. Sometimes I don't care about the 50 because I care about the 500. I'm going to show you guys how I've been able to catch over 500 pips in a trade in just a quick second. But that's what I care about because I'm a swing trader. And you should care about what you do with your craft too. Joshua says, I love listening to you, Shaquan. You speak clear facts. Thank you. He says, a lot of coaches do not even pay attention to this stuff. And that is true. A lot of coaches, when they're coaching, only want it to be about themselves, only want it to be about what they see. I care about what other people see. Other people's problems can be your problem too. When people come to me with their problems, my job is to work the problem out and work it out in front of them and with them on site. I don't believe in people just giving me their money because they trust me. You should want to trust me. You should want to hope that I can work out that problem. But here's the thing: I want to work it out in front of you so you can know this ain't no fluke. This is real. I'm getting help in real time. You should always want to get help in real time because what happened 2 months ago may not benefit you today. And that's what I like showing people, Joshua. So I wish more people would care this way, right? But it's the way of the world, right? Hey William, you didn't miss it. We're only in the beginning still, William. You didn't miss it. I want you guys to remember this though. The tortoise won the race. If you know the story about the tortoise and the hare was the rabbit. I think he was a rabbit, right? The tortoise was a turtle. And they had a race. And what happened was the hare, he thought just because he was faster, he could run laps around the turtle. But the turtle took his time, slow and steady, slow and steady. The hare took a nap. The hare probably went and got him some Burger King or some McDonald's. Not the tortoise. He just kept on going, kept on going, kept on going. And while the hare was not looking, the tortoise won the race, right? Patience is always going to win this game here. And we don't want the money to be chased after. I think when you chase the money, you're in hustle mode. And hustlers get tired. But that person who's slow and steady, they get their comfort from just looking at the end game. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. And I want you to keep going. They're going to pick up the small bag along the way, along the way, along the way. The hare is looking for the praise from people. The hare, who was the rabbit, the faster person, they're looking for the big payout to be fancy and flash the gold and the cart and do all these things until it comes tumbling down and they lose. I like being the tortoise because I'm looking at the long game. I'm looking at the end game. It's not just for me. I have a family. It's not just for me. I'm not flashy and fancy. It's not just for me. I got to retire one day. I don't want to retire with one big bag that I made 2 years ago. I want to retire with the money that I've accumulated over time and I was smart with it. And you should want to do the same thing as well. But to do that, you got to be sound minded. You got to be ease with your trades, right? I don't like my trades being back to back so fast because I don't get to think about them. I don't get to resonate in them. I don't get to enjoy my profits, right? I want them to come over time because you got to think about it. You got to have a spirit of power, love, and of a sound mind. I got power because I believe in myself and I believe in God. I love what I do because I love my family and they're allowing me to do these things. But I'm at a sound mind because all of my needs are met. And when all of your needs are met, you're not in a rush to get the bag. Okay? But then I study. You should study. Study to show yourself approved. The work is going to pay off. It's going to be seen. But I want you to be in all of your work, be in all of your labor. Just sit back and be like, man, I did this. with my hands, with my eyes, with my mind. You're going to thank yourself and you're going to stop hesitating. The more you do something the right way, you'll notice instead of putting that foot forward and you stopping, you start walking. You start walking and you won't be as overwhelmed. I promise you that. Now, let's talk about being over leveraged, okay? Pablo says we need a straightforward coach like you in Nigeria. I'm here in the United States. You got me now. You got me now, right? It's virtual. And that's the beautiful thing about computers, about technology. I'm here without being there, right? Now, I think when you over leverage, you're trading to get away from something. A lot of people, they're trading because they don't want to be in the poorhouse anymore. And what happens when you're in a poorhouse? You make rash decisions. I didn't grow up rich. My mom worked. She worked her behind off. My mother still works, right? But the one thing I love about my mother, she said, Shaquan, the mistakes that I made, I would never give to you. And she's right. No matter how much money I make, my mother does not make me take care of her. But she says, and she'll always work. That's one thing with my mom. My mom loves working. But we spoil her. Me and my sisters will spoil her. We'll do anything we can for her. That's what we love doing for our mother, right? But we fought to get out of the poorhouse. Poorhouse doesn't always necessarily mean that you're poor, especially as you're growing up and you get better and you do better. But poor can be mindset. This is your home too. Your mind is your home. So it can also mean mindset. And when your mind is not right, you make fast decisions to get out of a situation. And once again, you can skip steps. You may not have learned certain steps and it puts you 10 steps backwards. I've been there before. You've probably been there before, right? Some people are looking for a job because they're like, listen, this is not the job that I signed up for, or you could have bad knowledge, right? And bad knowledge makes you take too many decisions for one trade. That's why, once again, we're going to go full circle back to what I said in the beginning. Do price first, not structure first. Structure first, you have too many open-ended questions. When you're trading price first, you probably have one or two questions to answer to get that to get the answer that you need, right? I think when you're also over leveraged, you have to have a stricter plan to get yourself out of a trade. Like, you ever been in a trade and it's over leveraged and you're like, oh my God, I just went in 10 times more than what I'm supposed to. Abort, abort, abort. I've been there before where you have to get out of those freaking trades because if you don't, you're going to lose so much money where it could be an accident. And that's happened before. Or some people over leverage and they know they're over leveraged but are scared throughout the whole dang on trade that they don't lose that money. Y'all, that's not a comfortable position to be in because a lot of traders lose money being over leveraged. Okay. I don't want y'all to do that, right? Now, I wanted to say this quote here from Ed Sakota. I don't know if you guys know who Ed Sakota is. He's a really famous trader, okay? But he says this, if you can't take a small loss, sooner or later, you will take the mother of all losses. That's where over leveraging comes from, okay? I think it's better to lose slow than to win. I'm sorry, it's better to lose slow than to lose fast. I like losing slow money, which is probably why I'm a swing trader, right? I think when you lose slow money, you have time to recoup and you have time to think the trade through. And just like him, y'all see him with his one eye covered. A lot of people who are over leveraged trade that way. They're just hoping for that big payout. But that's what's happening when you're overwhelmed. That's what happens when you make rash decisions. And here's a few reasons why, if you're losing money, why you should not be over leveraged, okay? You can't move forward. You're stuck in that position. You can't put on more smarter positions. You know you're over leveraged, and so it halts you. It literally stops you in your track. Also, one big loss can take away multiple profits. Like, how many of you have ever been in trades and you've had a series of good winners and then you get this one loss and it wipes all of that away? That's one of the biggest and fastest ways to lose money. Or you can have one big profit, but those small losers wipe you out. And those small losers can come from you being overwhelmed, taking a series of bad trades, hopping into something that wasn't ready to be traded. Those things do happen. Okay. And let's talk about the very last one. Because, like I told you guys in the beginning, I think that being under leveraged is as detrimental as being over leveraged. And here's what I mean. Sometimes being under leveraged, I see good traders do this part, not the hold over leveraged part, the under leveraged part. Under leverage means you could be playing it too safe. You're avoiding your good opportunities. And I used to be there. I used to be afraid of success. Sometimes I am still afraid of success, but I had it really, really bad, right? Where I was afraid to just go in. And as I was playing it safe, I realized I wasn't really getting that far. I'm like, dang, like I can see it, but why am I not trading? It's hindering my take profit more than anything, but why am I not in it? And I suffered with that for years. Actually, honestly, up until this year, I suffered with that. And now it's gotten a lot better. Also, another part about under leveraging is that you don't think big enough, right? You're risking less than your full position size. So, people say, well, don't risk more than 1% or 2% or 3%. But what happens if if you normally risk 3% or you can risk 3%, but you're only risking 0.5%, right? And it's because you're really afraid. You're afraid of that success. You're afraid to win. But the thing is, too, one of the reasons, and I find this in a lot of women, so if you're a woman on here, this is not sexist. This is something that is studied, that I've studied. But sometimes for women, we want it to be too perfect. It has to line up this way. It has to look like this. It has to look like that. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to do anything. And what happens is you're trading from an emotional standpoint because it's not logical. It doesn't make sense. It may make sense to you, but logically speaking, from a trading perspective, it doesn't make sense because it's not about your rules, it's about how you feel, right? And sometimes with under leveraging, that can happen too. And that is a really dangerous situation to be in because you won't go far. You're always playing catch up. Instead of you making $1,000 per trade, you only made 250 per trade. Instead of making 5,000, you only made 1,000. And so you're playing catch up to what could have been. And now you're saying, I wish I would have made four, or I wish I would have made more, or I'm not seeing the profits that I desire. One of those is in between because you're fearing your own abilities. Under leveraging is so detrimental to a trader spirit. I was there for years and I'm not going back there. I'm never going back there. And I hope you guys don't either. So let's just do a quick recap, okay? Problem one, your trading structure first instead of price. Here's the solution. Trade price first, not structure. We are Forex traders. We trade based on exchange rates. Exchange rates is price. In order to know what price is doing, you got to look at it, not the structure, the price. And when you understand the direction that price is going, then plot structure. That's the solution. Two is hesitation. If you hesitate, there's something you don't know about what you're doing in your system. Go and find out what you're doing. Make sure it has a yes box. Yes, I know this. Yes, I know that. Yes, I know this. If you don't know something, go learn it. But don't overwhelm yourself. Don't be cluttered. That goes into problem number three. The reason why you're not making money is because you're overwhelmed. Maybe you know too much. Maybe you're using too many strategies. I say learn to use one strategy to make your money. And it can be as simple as possible. I trade the most simple strategy in the world, right? Or I believe so. I trade the most simple strategy there is, my estimation zones. I keep one zone at a time. That's it, right? I'm trading highs and lows. I don't look to the left. I stay to the right. So simple. Supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. What's price doing right now? That's what we focus on, right? So don't overwhelm yourself. And trade what's working for you, not everybody else. Because that could be another reason why you're overwhelmed. You got other people in your ears. You need to put some headphones, noise cancellation, and be in your own thoughts. Okay? Problem number four is you're over leveraged. It doesn't make sense to win big and lose bigger, okay? Or win big, let me say it like this, lose big and win small. It just never makes sense, okay? You're over leveraged and overtasked as well, okay? Or you're under leveraged. You're not making as much money as you want to make because you're playing it too safe. Most good traders do that. Don't do that, good traders. Go in, Okay, go in. Now, someone just asked, and thank you for asking you as how do you enroll in lessons? All right. So I'm going to say this because we've been on here for a while. I want to thank you guys for rocking with me. Okay. I don't believe that you always have to learn from charts. I think sometimes you need to take a break from charts and listen to someone. Listen to them speak. Listen to the keys and clues they have to give you. Take a break. You're not a calculator. Okay. But I've enjoyed teaching you guys today. If you're a swing trader or you want to be a swing trader and you want to work with me at your convenience, we work that out during your time. Y'all can work with me for 6 weeks. Okay. I want you to be happy swing trading. I want you to be happy knowing what it is that you're actually doing. And if that's you and you finally want to understand how to trade and what you're looking at, where your take profit goes, where your stop loss goes, how to manage your trades, you can work with me. If you want to learn how to pass a prop firm account to where you're not trading your own money but someone else's money, you can work with me. I'll give you the numbers that you need. I'll help you with your trading plan. I'll help you discover how many trades you need to make a profit, how many trades you need to be able to take out your money from a profit split, how much you should keep in your account. That's me and your job. That's what we do together. I'll help you. Okay. If you want to know how to create a trading watch list, I'm here for you. Under my supervision, you get to trade with me. I'm not going to leave you by yourself because you also get to join my trading community. Now, you guys, please keep in mind, I teach 101, okay, which means me and you are working together. We're in this thing together. We meet once a week for 6 weeks, and then you're in my trading community. But this is a commitment. This is a commitment. This is an investment into yourself. And so if that's you, in the description here, you guys, y'all should be able to click the link to book an online call with me. It's a discovery call because I need to make sure we're a good fit to work together. But that is only if you want to swing trade. Because I don't do day trading. I don't do scalping. I don't drop down in time frames. I go up. So if that's you, book a discovery call with me. All right. So if y'all have any questions, I want you guys to put them in the chat because we're also about to go over to the price charts. Okay. Fosky says still having a problem with the payment. I wish we could work that out. I'm gonna figure out a way for you because I know you're in another country. I think it's only restricted to you guys who are in Nigeria because I have to be honest with you and I have to speak it this way. A lot of scammers come from that way. And so with our websites, it's actually blocking you guys. Okay. But we'll figure out a way. Okay. Do you help with scalping? I don't do scalping and day trading. That's the thing there. Okay. If you could learn from me on a higher time frame and take what I teach you on a lower time frame, I'll teach you for sure. No problem. But you have to be okay with me teaching you from a higher time frame and you dropping down. I'll help you decide what time frames to use when you drop down. But as I teach you, I won't go down in time frames. But I know how to pair your time frames together even when you're scalping. Y'all, I built my strategy in a 1 minute time frame. Remember, I used to scalp. Okay. But I just don't teach it anymore. Just too much work. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, is share my chart with y'all because I like to talk charts too. And I want to go over a trade that I was just able to take. And I want to show you guys how it looked. Okay. So let me get the screen up right. All right. So you guys can see good because I can see that you guys can see good. And so we are good here. All right. There we go. So this is Euro JPY. This is a trade that I just banked some major pips on. And I want to talk to you guys about why I say price first instead of structure first. And I want you guys to do this with me. Let's talk the trade through. So I'm going to use bar replay and we're going to erase some things here. When it comes to analyzing charts, whether you've seen what just happened or not, because now we're going to go into back testing the trade setup together. You got to be able to say what you're going to do next and how you're going to do it. Okay. So This is a chart that I was on, Euro JPY, and I wanted to actually buy. I wanted to buy the euro at a cheaper price. Now we're trading euro or the European euro with the Japanese yen, which basically means the people who stay in Japan, who live in Japan, they're the ones who have to buy the euro. How do I know that? I'm going to teach you guys something right here. Does everyone see at the top right hand of my chart where it says JPY up here on the price scale? Give me a yes if you can see that. It says JPY. And then you have all of these numbers here. These are exchange rates. They are showing you wherever price is trading at, that's the amount that they have to buy 1 year or purchase 1 euro. So they're going to exchange 1 euro at this price. Okay. So this is what we trade. That's why I say price first. No structure. This is just price. Now, thank you guys for giving me the yeses. Okay. I really appreciate you guys for that. Hey Shay, what's going on, mama? Now, as I'm on a weekly time frame, the thing I'm most concerned about is what direction is price heading in. And so this is where I'm going to use my price note tools, okay? I'm only using this tool to just show me what price is doing. So at this point, I saw that price was in an uptrend. So I'm looking at it, I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, cool. Price is going up higher. Okay. It was at 144, then it went to 133, then it went to 145. All right, great. Now at this time, I'm going to trade what I speak. These two prices, 144, 145, that just means that price just increased. I just said the word increased. That means that I'm the buyer. I don't need to look for sales. Trade what you speak. I don't care that price is going down right here because the only thing this can do is trade or move in my direction for me to get ready to buy again. Now, what price do I want to buy above? I want to buy above my last higher low, which was the price that we just came from to get up to 145. Okay. So as long as price stays above 133, I am the buyer. So that means this. Listen to me well. On this same time frame, I know my take profit and I know my stop loss based on my trading rules. My trading rules don't change due to time frames. I have a saying that time frames change, but my rules stay the same. So on this one time frame, I know that if I don't want price to go below 133.369, my stop loss goes there. If I want price to come back up here to 145 because that's my high, that's my take profit. I'm not going to fight against that. And I can keep a runner on. I'm going to show you guys how I did that, okay? But this is also where I'm placing structure. So I place my structure on the same time frame. Now, you guys can see here. I'm going to show you guys now. I'm going to erase only this one. Price was not at my zone yet, right? Price is decreasing. And this is the time where traders get in trouble. I'm going to show y'all why they get in trouble. They get in trouble because now they're trying to place all these structures. But I just had a clear price chart. Y'all saw my price chart was very clean on the weekly time frame, right? I don't need anything else besides where I'm going to enter, where I'm going to place my stop loss, and where I'm going to place my take profit. That's it. I have the goal in mind where price needs to go. So I had my zone from the weekly time frame. It just dropped down to my daily. And I wanted to buy from this zone here. I'm going to make it darker so you guys can see. And this zone is based off the weekly time frame. Okay. So I placed my structure, my estimation zone. That's what I call my zone. And when price got there, when I played it forward, I was triggered into the trade, pending order, and I let price run in my favor. And I was able to enter into two positions. Okay. Now, also, too, I think another reason why traders lose is because they fear pullback. And let's talk about the pullback right now. I now have a rule that says your coin, if price gets about 50 to 75% of your way to your first take profit, you're going to move the trade to break even. So I want you guys to look at my risk to reward on this first trade. On the first trade, my risk to reward is a 1.82. So I risked 432 pips to gain 787 pips. Now, some of you guys may be saying that's a lot of pips, but remember that my analysis came from a weekly time frame. The higher in time frames you go, when it's time to enter that trade ideal, the bigger your stop loss is going to be and the more pips you're going to get over time. So if I entered at, let's say, $1 per pip, then I was risking $432 to gain 787. If I entered at, let's just say, $10 per pip, then I'm risking $4,000 to gain over $7,000, close to $8,000, right? But that's based on your account size, that's based on your risk management, right? Everything matters here, okay? But when price got over 75% or 50% of the way there, I moved my trade to break even because I didn't want to lose any money. Now, mind you guys, I was in two positions though. So on this trade, this one was a 4.38%. I'm sorry, 4.38 risk to reward trade because I stacked the position earlier on. A few days later, I was able to add another trade in my favor going in my direction. You know, one thing about trading is I've learned you don't fear the pullback. Pullbacks are not bad because it took price to pull back to my zone to be able to enter the trade. You need price to pull back. I get excited when I see price pulling back, especially to my estimation zones. Yes, I'm able to enter a trade. I am happy about that. But what I'm also happy about is the fact that I'm making money without showing up every day to trade this. So I'm going to let this continue to play up to where we are right now. So this is where we are now, you guys. So yesterday I was able to bank 787 pips. Now I have another trade running for me. And if I win this trade, I will win 944 pips. This will be my best trade to date this year. I think my second highest swing trade this year was over 800 pips. I've had a few good runners this year, and I am dang proud of those runners, you guys. And the reason why I'm proud of those runners um is honestly because I'm a swing trader. I got a goal to meet. I used to want to be a position trader until I thought about it. I don't want to position trade. But if y'all don't know what position trading is, that's a person who holds trades for months going into years. I used to think I wanted to do that. Not anymore. I actually now want to be able to enjoy my profits. But I don't mind trades running a few months, a few weeks to a couple months. Sometimes my trades run for 24 hours as a swing trader. But this matters because this is less work. This analysis took less than 5 minutes to do, but the reward when I wait is even greater. Okay. So I don't know how you guys feel about swing trading, but we're not, for one, always on our charts. And for two, the thing that I love about swing trading is I make money when I do less. I told you guys, when you do less, you get more, right? I don't believe now in the philosophy of doing more to get more. I don't. And that's why I love what I do here. And I love teaching what I do. And this has helped me make more money than when I was scalping and I was day trading. And if day trading and scalping works for you, keep doing it. Don't change your trading style. But this works for me and my people. This works if you're too busy to be in your to focus too much on your charts. This will work. Okay. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Rachel, you bought CAD JPY, my girl. I also got another student who's in CAD JPY as well. He is killing it on CAD JPY. Some of my people are in AUD JPY. I think one of my students also just profited on USD CAD. I gotta look at that though. I think he should be in profit or he did profit on it. So yeah, congratulations, mom. I'm proud of you. I'm telling you, I love this stuff. I really do. Now I'm going to answer a few questions. If you guys have a few questions, is there anything before I go? Because I have like 10 minutes because I got to go pick up my daughter. Is there anything that y'all need help with or that you have a question about related to what I just taught you guys today? And then once again, you guys, I'm so grateful and so thankful for y'all joining me. I really am. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Now, this is time to get the coach's help when the coach is on. This is when I believe you should ask a question. There's no such things as stupid questions. You always raise your hand to ask a question because that helps you. The person who keeps their mouth closed, they don't get help and you suffer in silence. I do not believe in suffering in silence. Okay? Get the help while I'm on here. You're welcome, Tish. You're welcome, Mario. I pray I'm saying your name right. I really do. So, any questions? Or did I just cover the things that y'all needed to know today? How do you determine your in? How do you determine your I'm guessing you're saying, I'm trying to read it. How do you determine your entry determination? Estimation zone. Okay. I think you're asking how do I determine my estimation zone? So I trade tops and bottoms. Like I literally trade tops and bottoms. Okay. Not double tops, not double bottoms, not triple tops, not triple bottoms. Okay. You asked about AUD USD. There's not much going on with that pair. But specifically, what do you need help with that? Pablo, what do you actually need help with AUD Be more specific. I can't help with just, can you help me? What's the problem? So share the problem, okay? But I determine it based on higher lows in an uptrend and then lower highs in a downtrend, right? Supply and demand. If the Think about oil. Let's think about oil prices because that's the best analogy. In a downtrend or when price is decreasing, if price was just at $5 and then it went to $4.50 and then it went to $4, right? I'm selling because price keeps decreasing. Like I'm selling as the trader. So what price do you think, if price was just came from $4, do I want price to stay below? I want price to stay below $4. And so my estimation zone goes below the $4 mark and I sell below it. And so I'm looking at that lower high. Where am I going to place my zone? Literally, that's how I trade. If it's in an uptrend and price went from $3 to $3.50 up to $4, when I determine my buy, my zone goes above the $4 mark because I can see that price is increasing. And so I'm trying to sell as close to $4 as I can because pullbacks are discounts, right? I'm trading people's happiness. I'm trading when people get a cheap discount, but I'm also trading when people are going to get a discount. Downtrend, people are going to get a discount. Uptrend, people are buying at discounts, right? And so that's literally how I determine my estimation zones. And guess what? It's just based on one candlestick. Just one candlestick. So that's why I don't use structures like most people do. My trading is based on one candlestick and that's it. I also trade based on 4 candlesticks and that's it. So that's how I determine it. Can I email or text you about it? You can email me. I share my email here and you can email me. Now I will say if it is chart related, you may want to I'll tell you what to do depending on what you ask, okay? I'll tell you what to do. But you can email me. That's my email. You are awesome. Thank you for your time. You're welcome. When you make your analysis when the market opens or weekends or when the market's open. Okay. So I do my overall analysis. I do that on Sundays, right? So Sundays, I do it. It takes me now with 4 charts, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, if that, right? Every week, here's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my currency pairs and I'm like, okay, let's see what this first currency pair is doing. First, I start with the dollar index. What is the dollar doing? Right? What did it do last week? What could it do this week? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Week, not days, not minutes. What did it do last week? What is it doing this week? And what could it do? That's what I'm looking at. Then I go through my currency pairs and I'm saying, okay, this pair is trending. No, don't look at it. If it's not trending, I don't want to trade it. I'm a trend trader. That's what supply and demand traders do. We're trending, right? We're trading the trend. If it's not trending, I'm not gonna look at it. You shouldn't either. Okay. When it's trending, I'm like, okay, what's the fluctuation? Where's the last high? Where's the last low? If price is in an uptrend, can it stay above the last low? If it's in a downtrend, can it stay below the last high? That's it. I set my price note tools and my highs and lows. I set my estimation zones. I set my pending orders. I'm done. And then on Sundays at 5:30 p.m., I get together with all of my clients. Hey, this is what I'm looking at. What are you looking at? Do you need help? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, great. But do you have a pair that you see that someone could benefit off of too? Right? Okay, share the analysis. And that's what we do on Sundays. And then on Wednesdays, we come and we back test together. So I answered a lot of that, but it's just to say that I analyze on Sundays. Now, setting a pending order has eliminated my time being the trader, meaning I don't have to show up throughout the week to place a trade anymore because I let the pending order do the work for me now. I don't want to come to, oh, I have to be here at this time and be, I may not always have time. You may not always have the time, but setting pending orders takes you out of the equation after you do the analysis. You just let the trade go. It's going to be right or it's going to be wrong. That's it. You take care of the trade after it's completed, but it takes you out of the equation. So always on Sunday, that's it. Now, if I have to update my chart because price has just moved miraculously, like something fundamentally happened, then and only then would I come back to touch my chart. But once it's set in stone, baby, it's set in stone. Because as a swing trader, we don't have to show up to our charts every day like day traders and scalpers do. Think about the word scalper, minutes, day trader, every day, swing trader, every once in a while. So think about that. Okay. Um, Pablo says seems to be ranging, no clear movement yet. If it's no, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. You don't have to figure out every little move. She ain't doing nothing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna get rid of this because it didn't do what I expected to do this week. But you guys, right now, there's nothing to be done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Price has moved sideways for a week now. What can you do with this? I'm not a consolidation trader. I'm not going to touch it. I need price to be trending. Price is nowhere where I want to enter. Look at what price is, you guys. Look at what price is doing on AUD USD. Price is trading between 0.65483, 0.61702. There's nothing to be done right now. Her volatility, she has high momentum, which means she's not giving you any deep pullbacks to do anything off of. You will not get a favorable risk to reward trading this right now. There is nothing to be done. Move on to the next currency pair if you're not the consolidation trader. That's all you got to do. Okay? That's it. You're welcome, Veronica. Please, can you show us on the chart the estimation zone? I no. That's what people pay me for because I have to literally teach you. If you don't understand supply and demand, if you do not understand trend, if you do not understand the 4 candlesticks that I teach and why they're important, I can't teach you the zone. That's like someone saying, can you show me support and resistance? Sure, I can show you how to draw support, but what then? What do you do? What do you do? Right? You have to have rules. You have to have an understanding of someone can show you something, but what you do with it is your own. You see what I'm saying? What you do with it is your own. And I found that, and this is not to upset you, but questions like that cheapens the ability of the coach, and this is a relationship, cheapens the ability of the coach and yourself because you're looking for something that's so fast without everything being put together. Trading is a puzzle, and you need the full puzzle to be successful. You just asked me for the end. I got to show you the beginning. And if you don't give me the grace and the time and the effort and the transformation and transactional time to show you everything, the zone alone means nothing. Okay? I learned that the hard way with teaching people. Thank you so much for taking your time. Oh, you're so welcome, Rachel. I appreciate it, sweetheart. Thank you. And yes, it is chart setups. Yes. Okay. If you email me your chart setups, Mario, I will not go over it with you. You need to fix my strategy session. And the reason why I say that is because if you have a problem with the way you're analyzing, it's not an analysis problem that you're having. Okay. There's something going on your charts that you may need A, B to get to C. I need to know what A and B is, but I need to hear the way you articulate A and B and how you're trying to get to C, if that makes sense. Okay? What I've learned is that sometimes we want people to look at our chart and say, what am I doing wrong? I can tell you what you're doing wrong. But if I don't help you fix what you're doing wrong, and it's not always a quick answer, sometimes it may take me 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But if I don't, I can just answer it for you, no problem. But if I just give you the answer, you're going to have the same problem coming up time after time after time after time again. And so never just send me a chart. I would never look at it and analyze it. I need the problem. Okay. This is what separates me from a lot of coaches. I don't do quick answers the way y'all think most people can do. That's not always good for the trader. It keeps you stuck because now you're depending on them for yourself. You're depending on them for your money. I don't put nobody money in my hand. Okay. And you should never want me to put your money in my hand. I control you after that. Don't let anybody do that to you. Get a solution. Okay. You're welcome, Pablo. I have almost the same strategy as yours. The only big difference is I don't count wicks as new highs and lows. You may want to count them as highs and lows because a wick is still a candlestick on a lower time frame. Don't discount that wick. It's still a candle. I guarantee you, drop in the time frames, you'll see a candle. Time frames, talk about that really quick. It takes 6 4-hour candles to make up a daily candlestick. If you see a wick, it's because that candlestick is on the, let's say if it's a daily candlestick wick, that candle you're looking for is on the 4-hour. You have to count the wicks. They matter. Count the wicks. Okay. Okay, thank you. I understand, but that's what I need. Okay. Well, you can still email me, but I would like to know the problem. And then from there, like write out the problem. You don't have to send me your chart. Literally write out the problem. And then from there, we'll discuss next steps. Okay? Because time is valuable. A chart says nothing without the mind. I want all y'all to remember that. A chart says nothing without the mind. Because what are you really trying to say? In trading, you have to be able to articulate, to speak what it is that you do. Because if you had to explain it to somebody else without a chart and you couldn't, that's the problem. But when you can articulate what you do, you're the solution. All right? And if you don't know how to articulate what it is that you do, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for as a coach, to coach you through it, to speak. I'm trying to speak life into what you do. And I want you to speak life into what it is that you do. And you'll be able to. And that's what you're going to do. Okay. Hey, Doobie Master, how are you? I love to listen to your videos. Thanks. You're welcome. But yeah, any last questions before we go? I have like 2 more minutes. I'll answer 1 or 2 more questions. Okay. But I do want to say this back to Bell Crook. Please count the wicks. Wicks matter. They're a part of the candle. Your hair is a part of you. Your fingers are a part of you. Your toes, your eyelashes, everything extra that's sticking out is a part of you. Don't discount that. Okay? Don't discount that. Make sure I didn't miss any questions, and I pray that I didn't. All right, I think I'm good, you guys. I think we are good. But I am going to be on tomorrow. Actually, no, not tomorrow. Thursday. Sydney and I are going to be going live on Thursday. We're going to be talking about, God, what are we talking about? How to create peaceful profits. Basically, how to trade with peace. So we are going to be talking about that. I pray you guys tune into that as well. She and I have a lot of great things coming for you guys, especially you mamas who are here as Forex traders in our community, okay? But I am going to get ready to go. If you guys need me, I did leave my email address. If you want to work with me, the description to checking me out to get a discovery call with me is in the description. Okay. I pray you guys have a really great trading week. The markets are kind of slow today on some of these pairs, especially some of the majors, but that's okay because they'll move soon. All right. I'll talk to you guys later on.